Good morning. Welcome to Arlington Street Church, gathered in love and service for justice and peace. We are Unitarian Universalists. Ours is a historic faith with a progressive theology grounded in love, a love that calls us to see the holy in each and every being and to take compassionate action in our world. In this space, we gather with open minds, open hearts, and open hands to practice acceptance, forgiveness, and growth. We welcome people of all ages, all cultures, all creeds, and all kinds of love. Whether you come every week, are here today for the first time, or stop by once in a while, we welcome all of who you are and all you are becoming. You are so very welcome here.
Good morning. I'm Hala Hazar, this morning's worship coordinator. My pronouns are she, her. This morning, we are celebrating the work of our Among team, which has been working on deepening anti-racist practice as part of their faith journey. Rev Parisa, she, her, and I are joined by the Among team members, Marie O'Brien, she, they, Kat Fahey, she, her, Sarah Cooleybeck, she, her, and Josh Bookin, he, him, as well as our director of music, Mark David Buckles, he, him. Youngju Young, she, her, and the Arlington Street Choir in leading worship today. We couldn't do this without our tech team, greeters, ushers, and coffee hour hosts. This morning, we welcome the coming of age group from Ridgewood, New Jersey. Could you wave? Donna and Peter from the Santa Barbara UU congregation, our friends of Claire Humphrey and Vicki Henry, are also visiting this morning. Can you give us a wave too? We are also delighted to have a visit from Miriam Coe, who works as the Legacy Gifts Administrator at the UUA, and whose parents, Robert and Mary Jones, attended Arlington Street during Dana Greenlee's time. Welcome, friends. If you're new to Arlington Street, welcome. We are so glad you're here and would love to stay connected. I hope you will visit our website at arlingtonstreet.org and sign up for our weekly newsletter. If you're in the sanctuary, please fill out a pew card and put it in the basket during the offering time to let us know how we can be in touch with you. And Zoomers, you can find a link in the chat to a form to fill out to help us stay in touch. On the last page of the order of service, you'll find information on upcoming Arlington Street events. There is a lot going on, both in person and on Zoom, and we'd love to see you this week. Sandy Dixon, Vice Chair of the PRU, has an update to share.
Hello, I'm Sandy Dixon, Vice Chair of the Prudential Committee, or PRU, the Governance Board at ASC. And this is the April pronouncements. Just wait, just wait. As you read in the PRU's letter this week, spring is here and the flowering metaphors are in full bloom. So these are our prunings. Thank you. There is so much growing at ASC. We saw the immediate and immense improvements to our grounds as soon as the south stairs were completed. The listening circles were fruitful, and we hope to continue them next church year. Our membership task force is tending to exciting membership growth activities, some of which you read about and can already see. Our building has become truly a member of our congregation in all of its wonderfulness and brokenness. It is being tended to daily. It is seen and repaired and loved. You will see a new cornice soon above the south stairs and a repaired ramp on the north side. Plumbing fixes, bathroom work, fire safety, pest control, safety cameras, lots of work and lots of money. Let your wallet do with that as you see fit. The Interim Minister Search Committee is entering the final stretch. Our congregational profile is now live on the UUA site, and we await a list of candidates' names this Wednesday, May 6th. Between then and May 18th, we will interview and rank them all, and then wait for match day on May 22nd, where we will learn if we have a new interim minister. We have been in regular communication with UUA transitional staff. Parisa attended a transitional ministers workshop, and ASC is doing all the things to make this match a good fit for us and the new minister. I hope you stay for the corporation meeting today, where you will hear about all the good work done this year. Our budget for next year has been approved by the PRU, and the corporation will vote on it. We will also be voting in new members to the congregation, new members of the PRU, officers of the corporation, delegates to the UUMA, and delegates to the General Assembly. Last month, we described what it means to be a well-run board as the PRU learns to take the responsibility of lay leadership seriously. I want to remind us that we elect lay leaders when we vote in PRU members. That is, we are bestowing onto 9 members of the congregation the responsibility and authority to make certain governance decisions on behalf of you, the congregation. For congregations of our size, it is not feasible for every decision to be made by all 220 plus members. Thus, some decisions are delegated to the governance board, to staff, and to committees. Last month, I said that there will be something you won't like about our next interim minister. I will add to that. There will be a decision from the PRU that you disagree with about what leaders and staff do or how the worship goes. ASC's ongoing work is to build the muscles that allow us to stay in relationship during these disagreements. It is not to agree at all times. It is to disagree and stay in relationship. As Parisa has told us, this work only moves at the speed of trust. She has helped us see that there are many, many times when we don't know things and we don't know what we don't know. And that can be very challenging, especially when we are upset. How has Tea with Mara been going? As I said last month, having tea with Mara means sitting with big feelings, befriending them, and learning about ourselves from them. How have we responded when experiencing big feelings, when we don't like something or the actions of someone? Here's a question. When this happens, how does curiosity show up in us? Because curiosity is what allows us to stay in relationship. If you're looking for a phrase to help, try this from author and speaker Kelly Corrigan. Tell me more. Parisa invites this question. Can we have a conversation about that? Both of these help us stay curious, respectful, and in relationship with each other. I will be the first to tell you that if you insult me, I am likely responding with anger, which only serves to escalate things. Are we surprised? Maybe something else needs to happen if we are both working on the goal of staying in relationship to help solve a shared problem. In this day and age, it is unusual for a group of people to consistently show up face to face and talk to each other. As we have seen, this is not easy. We have been given the gift of this community that does just that. The fact that it is not easy is the gift. To paraphrase, damn it, Mara, you again. If you can't see this work as helpful personally, think about this. This is the exact right kind of engagement where the important work occurs for our democracy. Church, a youth soccer game, your local school board, the protest at the ICE detention facility, a local political party meeting. This is where small groups of people gather, supporting a cause, some in leadership roles, doing the hard work of organizations and communities, sometimes disagreeing with each other. This is how the problems are being solved in our country right now. This is neighboring. Neighboring is hard. It asks us to respect the person we are relating with so that what we say and how we say it is true, is kind, is necessary, and is helpful. Not just one of those things, but all of them. This is how we learn to talk to each other across our differences and stay connected, and not just send angry emails, or offer a stern lecture, or share our very important truth bomb. I can't change you, no matter how much I want to. I can change me. So what if we put our focus where it matters the most? Our covenant in relational language might be this. We are working hard in this community. I show up with my full self. I expect that from all of us. We are neighbors. Can we have a conversation about that? Tell me more. Thank you.
Thanks, Sandy. Please join us today for a light lunch after the service, and then our annual meeting of the corporation in the sanctuary beginning at 12:45 p.m. Another corporation meeting will be held on Sunday, May 17th, immediately following worship, to elect a member to fill a vacancy on the Prudential Committee, so mark your calendars for that as well. You may have noticed some beautification happening around our grounds the last few weeks. Guess what? You too can enjoy the fun. Next Saturday, May 9th at 9:30 a.m., we'll be gathering to continue the cleanup and beautification. Please join us. If you came this morning with a joy or a concern in your heart, you are invited to light a candle at home and share in the chat, or come up and light a silent candle at the table to the right of the Gleason podium at any time during the service. I hope all of you in the in-person congregation will plan to join us in the Honeywell Chapel right through the leather door up front after the service. Those of you on Zoom are invited to stay on for remote fellowship in the breakout groups as well. And now Rich is going to turn the camera on the in-person congregation as we wave and smile at each other, as well as at our friends in the Zoom room, and you all in the Zoom room can wave and smile back. Hello to all our friends near and far. Let's all engage that Arlington Street spirit of welcome that transcends physical distance as we greet one another heart to heart. Whether you've been coming here for years or today is your first time at Arlington Street, welcome home. Please join in saying the affirmation and covenant of this beloved spiritual community. The words are printed in your order of service and in the chat. Love is the spirit of this congregation, and service is our gift. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to speak our truths in love, and to help one another.
This poem is Lessons in Trying to Save the World by Nikita Gill.
If you name it hope instead of impossible,
If you hold it with tenderness,
if you call it the blessing of the ancestors,
if you look around and see the faces of everyone you love, trying to save the world with you,
then this work becomes love.
and even mountains will move.
Our opening hymn is Another World, All Shall Be Well by Ana Hernandez. It's a set of partner songs, partner melodies. We'll sing each one a couple of times and then we'll put them together. Let's rise in body, rise in spirit. The words are printed in your order of service and in the chat. Here's Another World. Another world is not only possible, she is on her way. On a quiet day, I can hear her breathing. She is on her way. Let's sing that again. Another world is not. Another world is not only possible, she is on her way. On a quiet day, I can hear her breathing. She is on her way. All shall be well. All shall be well. All manner of things shall be well. All shall be well. All manner of things shall be well. Again, all shall be well. All shall be well. All manner of things shall be well. All shall be well. All manner of things shall be well. Now you can pick either part to sing. Another world is not only possible. She is on her way. On a quiet day, I can hear her breathing. She is on her way. all shall be well, all manner of things shall be Amen.
This morning's reading is from an article written by the novelist, futurist Octavia Butler in Essence magazine in the year 2000, entitled "A Few Rules for Predicting the Future." So, do you really believe that in the future we're going to have the kind of trouble you write about in your books? A student asked me as I was signing books after a talk. The young man was referring to the troubles I'd described in Parable of the Sower and Parable of the Talents, novels that take place in a near future of increasing drug addiction and illiteracy, marked by the popularity of prisons and the unpopularity of public schools, the vast and growing gap between the rich and everyone else, and the whole nasty family of problems brought on by global warming. I didn't make up the problems, I pointed out, writes Butler. All I did was look around at the problems we're neglecting now and give them about 30 years to grow into full-fledged disasters. Okay, the young man challenged, so what's the answer? There isn't one, I said to him. No answer? Do you mean we're doomed? He smiled, and as though he thought this might be a joke. No, I said. I mean, there's no single answer that will solve all of our future problems. There's no magic bullet. Instead, there are thousands of answers, at least. You can be one of them if you choose to be. You can be one of them if you choose to be. Aside from the fact that we are in that 30-year forward future that she predicted, this week we read in horror of the Supreme Court's decision to dismantle the Voting Rights Act, which has been the basis for building at least some racial equity into our national politics. And we could easily give in to despair as we project this and so many of the devastating policies and decisions that are being implemented today. It's so important that we not look away, that we keep fighting for justice and full humanity for all. And it's also important that we bring our visions for that other world that is possible, that is on her way, into our bodies and into our minds, so that we can tune our actions to that world where all shall be well. So I invite you to join me right now in bringing to mind just one possibility for the world that could be. Imagine yourself in it. What does it feel like in your body? What physical motion or stance or expression do you have when you imagine yourself in that possible world? Let yourself imagine it fully as we move through the next parts of the service. Keep it in mind. Let it settle into your body, and we'll come back to it later. Again, one possibility for the world that could be, what it feels like in your body, what physical motion or stance or expression you have when you imagine yourself there. Let it sink in.
I saw God out on the block today. He was darker than the preachers say, with a teardrop tattooed on his face and dirt on his fingers. I heard angels when he laughed the way that people do when they have known true pain. For his sins I don't know who's to blame. What choice was he given in this world that we're living? When I see you, I see love, I see America. I feel your pain, I share your blood, I see America. Said your mother knows a different time. She lets her tongue slip with a glass of wine and says some things out loud that don't feel right, and you always forgive her. Don't you see the world is changing now? The blood of the fallen cries out from the ground. Violence and rumors in a southern town both start with a whisper, but so does the difference. When I see you, I see love, I see America. Your pain, I share your blood, I see America. And I see you, I see you, I see love, I see love, I see America. I see you, I see love, I feel your pain, I share your blood, I see America. I see you. Feel your pain, share your blood. I see America.
This is Prayer for Living Intention by Joseph M. Cherry. If we have any hope of transforming the world and changing ourselves, we must be bold enough to step into our discomfort, brave enough to be clumsy there, loving enough to forgive ourselves and others. May we as a people of faith be granted the strength to be so bold, so brave, and so loving. I'm Sarah Kulibek, and I want to talk today about the spiritual practice of stepping into discomfort in service of a collective vision. I'm offering this reflection as a member of the Among team, the anti-racism team, because my learning about anti-racism has been the place where I have learned the most about how to accept and even welcome discomfort. And it's where I've built some of my deepest relationships. What exactly do I mean by discomfort? Not back pain or sore feet, though we need to attend to these and ask the Among team about body breaks. But I mean this. Here's one example. When I was in college, I went to a small group meeting to start local organizing against police brutality. I participated in what I thought was a great meeting, sharing that I was going to law school, and I would be able to learn more about the legal aspects. After the meeting, one person pulled me aside to thank me for coming and for what I had shared. I smiled, I was beaming inside. But she added, it was more important for the group to hear from the participant who had himself experienced police brutality than to hear from me, and next time, could I try to talk less to make more space for others? I was embarrassed and uncomfortable at the criticism, I don't remember being angry, though I was sort of annoyed she had first given me praise and made me smile before saying why she had actually pulled me aside, though I now know that's actually standard advice for giving feedback. At the time, it made it even more embarrassing, and whatever else I felt, it's enough to tell you I'm standing here at least 35 years later, and I still remember it. Another example, at a UU anti-racism conference probably about 10 years ago, one of many breakout groups was focused on this: how people of color can find solidarity in predominantly white congregations. I was not the only white person who chose to go to that breakout group. Once or twice, when there was a silence, I added a comment. At the end, the Black facilitator asked, essentially, why are there white people talking in a breakout group focused on how people of color find solidarity? Very good question, and I hadn't realized until that second. That didn't make a lot of sense. That was embarrassing. I felt stupid and like an intruder. And while he didn't say it, I'm sure I caused harm, when my goal was the opposite. I could have been mad and defensive, since obviously I showed up because I wanted to help, and obviously I spoke because it was quiet for a while, and I thought it would help if I shared my thoughts to fill the silence. Luckily, I wasn't angry, or at least didn't display it or remember that feeling. That would have compounded the harm. At the moment, I think I just nodded, and I still remember that moment too. More recently, I experience discomfort on a regular basis when working with others on challenging issues. I feel less of a jolt of emotion each time. Now, if a small number of people are dominating a conversation, that makes me uncomfortable. When I notice that feeling, I assess if it's just me. In my best times, I speak up about it, noting it matter-of-factly for the group, maybe asking for input from those who are quiet. Sometimes, of course, I'm the one who's talking too much, so I try to catch that, zip my lips, swallow all the ideas and opinions rushing through my head, and let others take the lead. All of that is what I mean by discomfort. Embracing discomfort means staying engaged with this experience through my initial physical and emotional response to find the core of the comment or experience and take it to heart, no matter in what form it was felt by me or presented to me. I'm lucky that some people years ago felt comfortable and safe enough to offer me that direct feedback. And think of the times that no one did tell me. I've come to recall these experiences as gifts of awareness that stuck with me because I felt them so personally in real time. Now, I would hope to be stopped during those meetings and given that feedback. Yes, in front of everyone. And I would hope that despite any immediate embarrassment, I could offer thanks in real time, address the issue, and move onward in right relations with my colleagues. If I cause harm, I want to know. And I want to give a true apology without any rationalization or justification, just apology and repair, offer to repair. So showing that I'm open to and welcoming of feedback is a way I can actually encourage my colleagues to provide it more often. Embracing discomfort is also becoming an embodied practice for me, but only recently. I'm starting to learn to notice what my body's telling me. I am a lawyer. I was raised in a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant family. Embodied practices were not part of my professional training or my cultural upbringing. After an emotional response or tense discussions, I'm slowly learning from others to take a breath or a break. If I notice I'm uncomfortable, I can interrogate it and learn from it. It may be counterintuitive, but leaning into discomfort when doing hard collective work is a path to transformation and joy. I've experienced many different ways of working together in UU spaces, in a corporate law firm, with family and other places. From these experiences, I believe that getting to know each other, attending to our bodies, recognizing we will make mistakes, learning how to share thoughts and feelings, and learning how to take in thoughts and feelings of others, especially when we disagree or make mistakes, not only sounds promising on paper, it also feels incredibly freeing in practice. Learning to interact in this way is itself transformative and a spiritual practice. So discomfort is also inevitable. You don't have to go looking for it. I am shockingly not perfect, and sorry to say, neither are any of you. There is no plan, agenda, preparation, or set of rules that will allow me to engage collaboratively in transformative work exactly as planned, on time, without making mistakes, and without disagreement or negative reactions from others. That is very frustrating and uncomfortable, and I still want to engage in transformative work. If I can't handle discomfort in a healthy way, I can't be in cross-cultural spaces without causing harm by unconsciously prioritizing my comfort over the well-being or safety of others. The right to comfort, that's one characteristic of what anti-racism teacher Tema Okun calls white supremacy culture. Okun created her list of attributes of white supremacy culture as she, a white woman, was mentored by a Black teacher and noticed her own cultural norms in a new way. The right to comfort means those with power believe they have a right to emotional and psychological comfort and tend to scapegoat those who cause discomfort. One antidote, according to Okun, is to understand that discomfort is at the root of growth and learning. So why do I feel discomfort when I'm corrected? What is the big deal about being informed of a mistake? One reason is perfectionism, another characteristic of white supremacy culture, according to Okun. Perfectionism includes, for example, leading with criticism of self as well as others, focusing on mistakes and perceiving mistakes as personal and reflecting badly on the person making them. Some of the antidotes to perfectionism are developing a culture of appreciation and seeing mistakes as opportunities for learning and growth. It's so freeing to start with an assumption that I will make mistakes. With this mindset, I can take risks because I don't walk on eggshells worrying I'm gonna make a mistake. So, by the way, I'm not suggesting I should run around causing harm with abandon, like a bull in a china shop. In Covenant, I'm bound to do my best to be aware and learn. And I know I will make mistakes. What about the frustration and discomfort I feel when trying to make a collective decision with a group? Okun calls out either-or thinking, objectivity, and the notion that there is quote-unquote one right way as mindsets that can make decision-making hard for groups. This can result in endless debate about which step is the correct next step to take towards a desired outcome, as well as rejection of those who suggest new alternatives. The antidotes are to accept that there are many ways to reach the same goal, and once a group has made a decision, to honor that decision. In Among, we've been experimenting with processes that include everyone in a decision. For example, we've been using a 5 consensus protocol that allows each to express support or objection without having to interrupt or debate. I understand this protocol is used commonly in educational settings and that it is adapted from practices of Indigenous peoples. Once we formulate a proposal, we all hold up from 0, a fist, to 5 fingers, depending on how we personally feel about it. If even one person in this smaller group has 0 or 1 or 2, which ranges from I will block this to I see minor issues that we need to resolve now, there's no consensus and we discuss further. Our group of 10 to 15 people has completely changed the dominant view after listening to one person explain their hesitation after this process. This acceptance that there are many right choices is also freeing. We don't have to figure out what is objectively correct, quote unquote, or elect between 2 limited alternatives. Almost always, more than one thing is happening or true. In my belief and in my experience, whatever goal we're working towards, the community we're building is part of the point. If we're listening to all, speaking our truths in love, even out about our mistakes and discomfort, and making decisions all can live with, that is itself a resounding success. Whatever flows from group decisions, we can assess the results and learn from it. We can take collective action across differences, across disagreements, even though the world is overwhelmingly complex, super busy, and we don't know all the answers. What a huge relief. Here's the end of Joy Harjo's Conflict Resolution for Holy Beings. When we made it back home, backed over those curved roads that wind through the city of peace, We stopped at the doorway of dusk as it opened to our homelands. We gave thanks for the story, for all parts of the story, because it was by the light of those challenges we knew ourselves. We asked for forgiveness. We laid down our burdens next to each other. Let's talk. I look forward to meeting you at the doorway of dusk, sharing our stories and laying down our burdens next to each other. Thank you.
Good morning. I wish every time that I was public speaking, I had the person before me level set about discomfort and mistakes. It's wonderful. So my name is Josh Bookin. I'm going to lead you in an embodied gratitude practice that comes from the discipline of politicized somatics. Politicized somatics teaches us that if we become more fully and lovingly embodied, we are more likely to stay skilled even under the stress and duress of fighting for social change. My wife Sarah and I recently did a year-long politicized somatics training for white people learning how to more skillfully engage in racial justice work, and we both found it transformative. This particular practice, this embodied gratitude practice, is for the sake of building embodied resilience, helping us to persevere when undertaking hard work during hard times. So I'm going to invite you to join me first by standing up, for those who are willing and able. And begin by rubbing your hands together. Feel the warmth that generates. And now I'm going to invite you to extend your arms out with your palms facing down. In all the postures that we're going to do together, 4 of them, I'm going to invite you to be not too tense and not too floppy, just right. And I invite you to call out things below us for which you are grateful, like rich soil and bike lanes without potholes. What else is out there? I invite you to call it out. Beautiful. Now, I'm going to invite you to put your arms up, palms up, even eyes up. And think about what's above us for which you are grateful. I invite you to call it out. The ozone layer. Beautiful. Now let's open our arms wide, staying balanced, staying connected but not too connected to each other. And I'll invite you to express people for whom you are grateful. People standing up for immigrant rights. Now in this dimension, I'm also going to invite you to pick one person. They could be here or not here, alive or departed or not yet born. And with your whole body, send gratitude towards that person. And last, I'm going to invite you to put one hand on heart center and one hand on our center of gravity, which is around our belly button. And let's take a moment to talk about what in ourselves we are grateful for. Call it out. Earnestness. Beautiful. Thank you for joining me in this practice.
We join now in our ritual of sharing community candles of sorrow and joy. In addition to sharing our sorrows and joys this morning, let's reach out to one another in the week ahead, staying connected. May these times remind us of how very precious this beloved community is. We need one another. Whether together or apart, may we stay very close. We'll begin by singing There Is a Love. The words are printed in your order of service and in the chat.
We join in sharing our burdens and our blessings, offering the prayers of our hearts to the care of this community. We hear and we hold one another's yearnings and celebrations in the depths of our hearts.
A candle of continued support in solidarity with Lebanon, Iran, and other areas of war, as well as the diaspora. This candle represents our continued support and shared sadness for those living in fear and uncertainty. We stand with you today and always. May it remind us of the strength, resilience, and humanity that bind us together. A mixed candle from Michael Youngquist. I am home on Zoom today with COVID that I likely caught at the hospital getting my biopsy done. But the joyous news is that while I had a very gross tumor, it was not cancerous and I'm going to be okay. An anonymous candle of joy. Shout out to Laura Pattison for all of her work arranging for the B vocal chorus, which includes a number of ASC members, to sing at the Interfaith Climate event with Bill McKibben on 4/19. It was a big lift, and we appreciate being able to lift up our voices and get everyone singing. A candle of joy from the Arlington Street congregation. Congratulations to artist and longtime member Wendy Ellertson. Wendy applied and was accepted to show her work at the annual Smithsonian Crafts Show in DC, where her amazing sculptures were shown. A candle of joy from Queen Cheryl. Congratulations to Rabbi Angela Beckenroll of Central Synagogue in New York City, who celebrated her 20th anniversary this week. I became part of Central's online community during the pandemic, adding Judaism to my spiritual identity as a Buddhist Christian. On Friday nights, I feel the warmth and love of Rabbi Bevdal emanating through my computer screen. Thank you for your many gifts, and Mazel Tov. A final candle of joy from Barb Seidel. Proud Auntie update. Abby is about to complete her freshman year of high school, is a straight A honors student focused on becoming a doctor, and has just been accepted to Harvard's pre-college summer program for pre-med students. I want to share this candle with all of you who played such an important role in helping this amazing child build a life of purpose and service.
For all the sorrows and all the joys we hold in our hearts, we light a silent candle to remember and rejoice. May the peace of this sanctuary enter into our hearts as we share a quiet moment together, breathing our prayers for ourselves, for one another, for our country, for all nations, for all beings. Amen.
There is a love holding us. There is a love holding all that we love. There is a love holding all. We rest in this love.
Arlington Street is entirely self-sustaining. It's up to us. Generosity is a key spiritual practice here, and it shows. Thank you for your commitment to our staff, our building, and our beloved spiritual community. Each Sunday, we share our collection plate with a partner in our mission of love, service, justice, and peace. This morning, our partner is the Mother's Day Walk for Peace, an annual 5K walk and fundraiser held in Dorchester to support mothers and families of murder victims. Known locally and lovingly as just The Walk, it has hosted over 500,000 families since its founding in 1996. Please note that there is an error in the order of service. We do not have a walk team this year, but encourage you to sign up and walk as an individual and look for other Arlington Street folks at Town Field by looking for a giant sunflower held either by Laura Pattison or Wendy Ellertson. Funds raised from the walk support families of homicide victims throughout the program and services of the Louis D. Brown Peace Institute, including immediate and long-term care for survivors, youth, and multi-generational arts education programming, advocacy for survivor-centered policies, and re-entry support for the formerly incarcerated people. Let's help them get to their goal of $600,000 for this year's walk. Please take a moment now to join me in giving to sustain our beloved Arlington Street and to the Louis D. Brown Peace Institute. You can give online at arlingtonstreet.org or find instructions in the order of service for giving via QR code, Venmo, or text message. You can also mail a check to the church or use the envelopes in the pews, which can be given to the ushers as they come through momentarily with collection plates. Thank you for your generosity.
Seama upokele la palipele maka akubabana.
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 Kubabana.
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 Bakwalesa.
Kubabana.
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 Bakwalesa.
Kubabana.
Kubabana. Kubabana. Bakwalesa.
Kubabana.
Kubabana. Kubabana. Bakwalesa.
Seama upokele la palipele maka akubabana.
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 Kubabana.
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 Bakwalesa.
Kubabana.
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 Bakwalesa.
Kubabana.
Kubabana. Kubabana. Bakwalesa.
Kubabana.
Kubabana. Kubabana. Bakwalesa.
Seama upokele la palipele maka akubabana.
Seama upokele la palipele maka akubabana.
Seama.
Seama.
Seama upokele la.
Seama upokele la.
Seama.
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 Seama upokele la palipele maka akubabana.
Seama upokele la palipele maka.
Upokele la palipele maka akubabana. Seama upokele la palipele maka akubabana. Kubabana. 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 Ya ya ya. Ya ya ya.
How are we all sitting down for that? Come on. All that sing, all who move, all who breathe, children of the divine, children of love and hope and possibility. Imagine that world, my dear ones. Imagine that world. Earlier in the service, I asked you to picture one possibility for the world that could be. What does it feel like in your body? What physical motion or stance or expression do you have when you imagine yourself there? Bring that back to mind, and I invite you to move in whatever way captures for you what that possible world that is on her way feels like in your body. Maybe you're floating in space. Maybe you're held in a grand embrace. Maybe you're dancing your behind off. Maybe you're completely still and at ease. Let your body just do what you imagine for a few seconds. Rise in body or spirit if you feel so moved. And then start to move. Notice what others are doing. Whether you're in the Zoom chapel or here in person, let your body move. And if you like, respond to someone else's movement near you. And as we move into our final songs, I invite everyone to rise in body, rise in spirit, and join in feeling as you feel moved, either continuing into that possible world or moving with the words to the songs we'll sing, or both, or whatever feels right. Keep your body moving. Let it flow through you.
We're going to sing another set of partner songs here. Meditation on breathing. And people get ready. Feel free to sing whatever parts feel right for you at the time. You can even just sing breathe in, breathe out for the entire song. And we're going to offer a couple of movements up here. Hands in, close to your chest in Namaste as we breathe in, and arms out to the rest of the world as we breathe out. Let's try that together. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe out, breathe in, breathe in, breathe out. Keep it going. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. When I breathe in, when I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, when I breathe out, I breathe out love. When I breathe in, when I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. People get ready. There's a train. There's a train a-coming. You don't need no baggage. Don't need no baggage. You just get on board. You just get on board. All you need is faith. All you need is faith. To hear the diesels, to hear the diesels humming. Don't need no ticket. Don't need no ticket. You just thank the Lord. Try that again. People get ready. People get ready. There's a train a-coming. You don't need no baggage. You just get on. All you need is faith. All you need is faith to hear the diesels humming.
My friends, let us feel that breath coming in and out of us. Let us send forth the power of love, the possibility of that train that's a-comin', to one another in the sanctuary, to those in our Zoom chapel, to those all around the world who are struggling in any way. And let us feel the love that comes from deep within us, from above us, below us, beside us, and within us, and bring it to heart center to remind ourselves that another world is possible, that all shall be well, that we can breathe in peace and breathe out love. As we, the people, get ready, as we, the people, move and groove and soothe, strive and come alive and thrive. So may it be. The service begins when the service ends. Amen.
Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. For your people are my people. Your people are mine. Your people are my people. Your divine, my divine. Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. For your people are my people. Your people are mine. Your people are my people. Your divine, my
We are located at the corner of Arlington and Boylston Streets, across from the Public Garden in Boston, Massachusetts. Arlington Street Church, gathered in love and service for justice and peace.